This is William Patterson University Television.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of WP Sports Test here on WPTV. As we enter the snowy and frigid month of February, we had the big episode today on the desk. And joining me today, we have Anthony Walker with the MLB, Justis Gregg with the NBA, and Joe Paolantonio with the big game in Super Bowl 55. Anthony, let's start us off with the MLB. What's going on in the Diamond?
It's finally February, Samory. It's a month that spring training begins. And personally, I can't wait. Baseball fans can't wait. But there's still some big free agent news about. The Mets are reportedly the front-runner to sign Trevor Bauer. Do you think this deal gets done? That's what we're going to be asking that today on the block. Also, major shakeup in the NL Central. Nolan Arenado goes to the Rockies, or goes from the Rockies to the Cardinals. We'll talk about that. Does this make them contenders in the NL Central, or does this make them even, World Series contenders? Then, as we know, Yankees World Series contenders, right? I don't think anyone would dispute that. But are the Mets World Series contenders? Or are they still a piece or two away? Lastly, we're going to be grading the Bombers of the offseason. DJ LeMahieu, Corey Kluber, Jamison Tyone, Darren O'Day. We're going to talk about that, give them a nice little letter grade on what they've done so far this winter.
So much going on in the MLB. As a baseball fan at heart, I cannot wait for April to come, and then we finally get some guys out with some hats and some bats ready to take everything down. Now, Justis, the NBA is getting hot as well. We're going to get an all-star break sometime soon, even though people disagree with it. But there's been a lot of other stuff going down in the NBA. So what's going on in the NBA?
Yes, we are going to get an all-star game on March 7th. So we're going to talk about some first-time all-stars this year, as well as the Nets have gotten to an interesting start since they got their big three, some bad losses and some good wins. So we're going to talk about whether or not they need to make some moves, as well as the Mavericks and the Heat have both gotten to some very disappointing starts. So we're going to talk about if this is just a rough patch or they need to make some moves as well.
Yeah, if you look at those two teams, one, we have a young superstar in Luka Doncic, who people said he was going to win the MVP. On the other side, we have a team who just went to the NBA Finals. So it's going to be interesting to see how they try to turn their seasons around. And from all these chases of who wants to be champions to a team who will eventually be a champion, Mr. Paolantonio, the Super Bowl is this Sunday. It's going to be a good one. So what we got going on, I know we're going to toss some picks in. We're going to have some debate on the Super Bowl, but what is actually going on in the NFL this week?
Oh boy, this is it. The biggest block before the biggest game of the year. Millions around the country are going to be tuned in. But first, we had a big trade that we have to talk about. Matthew Stafford is headed down to the West Coast to the Rams. We're going to talk about that trade. And then our focus turns to the game. Brady, Mahomes, who needs it more for the legacy? We're going to zoom back, not just quarterbacks. Which non-quarterback do we think is going to have the biggest impact? We'll talk about it. And then bada bing, bada boom. MVP predictions and who's going to win Super Bowl 55 in Tampa Bay. It's going to be good.
Oh, I can't wait. See, I had to pull out the gold tie for this one. Only big occasions, gentlemen. As we said earlier in this A block, the MLB has caught fire, and the folks from the MLB crew will break down another big trade, and it's definitely going to shake up the NL Central. But find out more here on WP Sports Desk.